Okay, today is part 2 of our conversation on homeschooling, and we are chatting today 5 reasons why we continue to homeschool our kids. Quick introductions. My name is Clarinda. I am passionate about cultivating life at home. Welcome to all my moms who are supporting their children and so passionate about seeing them absolutely thrive. This is one of those conversations that needs to be started by you and I actually talking about what education means for us, because I think that if we think of schooling as something that is done to children by some experts, then I think we miss the boat. My husband and I really believe that education is more than just academics, and I think you would agree with this. Education is who you are becoming, actually, in the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding and wisdom. Who are you becoming in the process? So I'd love you to dream a little bit. We've done this exercise where we've actually written down the vision that we have for our home space and our kids and education. What is our vision? Because that vision will drive the decisions that you make, what you're willing to invest in the process. Because if something is important to you, you will invest time, focus, and energy, and you'll put excuses aside, overcoming your fears, because what you're pursuing and what you have in mind is worth it. And so that's where I really encourage all of us to start. This has been very, very helpful to me. And so these are the 5 reasons I'd love to share with you today. Reason number 1 is very simple. It's family. Family, family, family. Home is really, I believe, the heart of where every child is shaped with their sense of belonging, their identity. I saw so much change in my family life. We are more relaxed. My kids have a very good, a close-knitted relationship with one another. Yes, there's all the fights and all the stuff that come with spending so much time together. But just like you have a home that when you spend time in it, you care about it. Spending so much time together as a family knits us so well together. I love that we have time and space and simplicity to really cultivate our family life. And so that's my very first reason why we love homeschool. The second reason that we homeschool, I've seen in our homeschool one of the amazing, incredible results and impact of homeschooling my kids is that they love to learn. The kids, when they are growing up and they're young and they're playful, they are naturally curious. They ask a ton of questions. They investigate everything. They explore. They're naturally wired to learn. Then somewhere along the line, we decide that learning needs to be prescribed and in a box, and it must involve you sitting at a desk into a book, and it needs to be with someone who knows more than you, and it can be that way. It's that way. At home, you have a small ratio of teacher and child, not a classroom full of children. Your child can move at their pace. When they struggle, they can be supported so that they develop a love and they develop the foundations necessary to become independent learners. I asked my youngest son why he loves to homeschool, and let me just insert that here. Or just tell me, why do you enjoy being homeschooled? Kendra, don't gate crash our video. And it's recording. Tell me, Laja, let's go.
Well, the reason I'm glad I'm homeschooled is because, first of all, you're not sitting in a desk the whole day. The good thing is you're not sitting on a desk all day and just getting bored by doing your work. Mm-hmm. And also, what's also good is there are no tests, which means you're more concentrated on learning than actually like getting an A or B or something like that.
Good point. Guys, we didn't rehearse this. Okay, give me more. I don't even have to do this video. You can tell us the reasons. Remember the other time I asked you, Elijah, do you like to go to school? And you asked me a question, Mommy, do they? I remember exactly what you asked me.
Yeah, I do.
What was that?
I asked you if they do history.
Yes. Well, history is one of your favorite subjects, and there's not a big focus on history in school.
And like some person said, I forget the person's name, the people who don't study the past are bound to repeat it.
That's so true. I agree with you. Now you're going to kick our thing. Okay, Elijah, very, very helpful. You can go. I must hurry up before the sun disappears. Okay, the third reason why we homeschool is just freedom. And if you want to know a person who is truly free, give them proper ownership and responsibility. So as our kids have been growing, I've seen that I don't have to chase after them. I mean, I do have one of them that in some areas I have to really be like, come. Yes, we love to put order in place. We like to put some structure in place in our homeschool and to put disciplines in place, but we are preparing our children for freedom. We don't want our children just doing things because they are told to do it. We want them to have that sense of ownership, and ownership comes when you are giving choice in things. So every year we evaluate our homeschooling. We have lots of conversations about what's working, what's not. And by the way, I don't have a hang up about school per se. If my older kids now, if they come to me and they say, Mommy, these are the reasons why I feel I would love right now to be in a traditional school, we will sit, we'll have a conversation, and that will be part of the next stage of their learning. So I'm not saying all of this to say that I have an issue with school. It all depends on what the goal we are trying to accomplish. And I really love that I'm seeing that having the freedom of our time, how we use our time, the freedom of even the resources we are choosing, the freedom to stop, not have to, have the pressure of a curriculum driving us, the freedom to go faster. So, there were some years when I have one particular child who loves math, who sometimes completes 2 grade levels of math in one day, in 1 year. They can be the freedom of not being confined to a particular grade level, and to move faster where they need to, and to where we want to build foundations, we can slow down. I also love the freedom of how we want to use our finances, guys. Money. I know that money is not the only reason you want to consider when you are homeschooling, choosing the option to homeschool, but certainly to have the option of not paying through your roof for a quality education. Guys, it is such a gift that with that money, you can choose how to spend it. Our oldest son right now, we are spending money on one-on-one tutoring for his math and physics because that is where he needs it. And we're getting the most out of that money, guys. We are. In the younger years, we spend so much less. Even to this day, we don't even spend half of what a private school costs, or even a quarter of that. We are able to, with wisdom, use our finances in a way that as a family, we are not pressured, but we are very well prepared for the future. The fourth reason is that we believe in discovering potential and the genius in every child. Not every child is the same, and yet, when you put them through a system that requires the same things from them, you miss out on uniqueness and potential. If someone has a low expectation of you for whatever reason, we always perform to the level of what is expected of us. I think that it's more important to discovering their potential, discovering who they are, their unique traits, their passions, more than just jumping through hoops and passing through grades. One of my kids asked me, Mommy, if I get a C for this, is it good? And I was like, okay, AJ, tell me something. Is this a subject that you are really good at? Do you think that a C is a reflection of what you are capable of in the subject? And he said, no. And I said, what do you think you're capable of? And he said, an A, because that's one of his strong areas. So I said to him, so if you get a C for this subject and someone else who struggles in math, for example, gets a C because they worked so hard for it, right? The measure of that grade has a lot to do with how much you tapped into overcoming your own laziness, your own limitations. How much did you invest in this thing? Every child has genius in them. Not every child is an academic child. Not every child is going to become a medical doctor. Some kids are going to become entrepreneurs. Don't we want to empower them and help them grow into their potential, their giftings and callings? I think that's what excites me about homeschooling our kids. The last reason we homeschool is preparing the whole person for life. We homeschool not as a practical way to prepare our children for a job, because that is like a factory line. That is when we are in a factory line, you know, when they're making products and they put the same thing on each step and each stage. No. Do you know that in this 21st century of us, we have so much access to information and knowledge, and gone are the days when you need to be spoon-fed information. With all the stuff that's going on in our world around us, I see homeschooling as the opportunity to raise leaders. People who can lead themselves to do the right things. People who know the truth, who are guided with this core sense of identity and values that are not determined by the external world around them. I want to raise a whole person who is prepared for what the challenges of life. What do you believe? What is your mindset? What is your outlook on life? Are you able to come up with creative solutions? Do you see yourself as a victim, or do you see yourself as someone ready to bring contributions? And being at home with my kids, guys, we can see their habits shaping and forming or not. When we send our kids off and we are disconnected, we do not see clearly who our kids are becoming, and we miss the opportunity to be part of their shaping. Who is this person becoming? Do they have the skills that they need for their growth and their development? Are they growing to be confident, capable human beings who are ready to change the world? These are the reasons why we homeschool, guys. It's a long one. I hope you grabbed your cup of tea, and I hope you'll join me next time. Comment below and let me know, if you homeschool, what are your reasons for homeschooling? I think we would love, it will be a great sharing space. And if you are a parent whose kids are in school, here is my encouragement to you. You are the expert on your child. You have the grace and the authority and the wisdom and insight, the eyes, the heart, and the greatest motivation to see your child thrive. Involve yourself, learn with your kids, ask questions, find resources to support their learning, connect with their teachers, and let them know that you are involved, engaged, and ready to help. Most teachers breathe a sigh of relief when there's an involved parent in a child's life. And if you're thinking of homeschooling, I want you to know this is a high quality option for families. It may not be for everyone, and it is not something that you need a degree to do. And we'll talk about that later. But know that with a healthy family life, with cultivating a love for learning in your home, really investing time and freedom in bringing in what will be of great benefit to your family, focusing on discovering of potential, preparing your children for impacting the world. These are the things that we need for our kids to be educated. And I hope you join me again for another conversation. I'm so exhausted, guys. Thanks for joining me. So I cleaned myself up for the video.